Hello, you all. Jason Meeks here. I just wanted to create a quick video just to share something that I think is pretty interesting. Um, and this kind of dates back to when I was a child being in school. I remember as a kid in school just reading different books, and just about every book kind of carried the same theme. And, and what the theme was that in every book, um, there was a villain. It was like I'll be reading a book. We'll be reading a book in class and whatnot, and there's there's always a villain in every book. And I remember having the thought as a child. I was like, why does there always have to be a villain in these books? Like, why can't it just be just happy and everything just fine and no problematic person trying to cause chaos and harm, no enemy and things like that. And I remember as a little child just really wondering why that is. And as you know, even as adults, whether you're reading a book or you're watching a movie, just about every movie you watch, whether it's a cartoon movie, um, or or just a regular movie that you watch on TV or the movie theater, or whatever. Just about every movie you watch, there's a villain. There's a bad guy, somebody there who's trying to cause harm and chaos, destruction, an evil agenda, um, and and this is why I believe this to be true. And um, this starts all the way back to the very beginning with Adam and Eve. And this is and the reason why this is in you know um, it's about the knowledge of good and evil. Okay, the knowledge of good and evil since the days of Adam and Eve, since they ate of the tree, um, and like God said, they will have not to eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And when they ate of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, they gained the knowledge of not only good but evil. They had an understanding of evil. Evil would be continually embedded in their minds and their thoughts. Um, will forever be present on the earth. Evil, and and that is even from that time throughout the years, the centuries, even till today. The knowledge of good and evil, the knowledge of evil is embedded in our minds, and there's nothing we can do about it. That's why in every type of literature or film, anything that we make and watch on TV, that concept of evil is there because that the knowledge of evil is embedded in our minds, and it would always, as long as we're on this earth, the knowledge of evil will be embedded in our minds. The knowledge of evil, the presence of evil, will be embedded in our minds. And I just wanted to share that because, like I said, as a child, I used to always wonder, like, why does it always have to be a bad guy, a villain in all of these stories and books read. And then as an adult, I'll be like every movie, whether it's a cartoon or just a regular movie, is always it seems to always be a villain, a bad guy, and that's because whether you are a Christian believer or whether you are a full blown atheist, it doesn't matter. If you're a human, the knowledge of evil is embedded in your mind. You're always gonna be aware of evil. You're gonna be aware of good, but you're also gonna be aware of evil. And And that's why on the earth, it's hard to have um, just total peace and joy because of that knowledge of evil. You know that evil exists. Even the best times of your life, there's a chance for some type of evil, um, chaos, calamity, or something to present itself. So we always got to be on guard, and that's why in heaven, I believe, and I could be wrong. I haven't been there yet, but just by just from understanding and listening to the testimonies of people who had these near death experiences and had these visitations um, to heaven, um, it seems as if the knowledge of evil does not exist in heaven. And that's why it's always just joy and constant peace there because there's no knowledge of evil there. Just like on the earth, um, if Adam and Eve did not eat from the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, there will be no knowledge of evil here. And when we will watch stuff, we wouldn't have to have a villain because we wouldn't have no knowledge of a villain. Okay, um, so next time you watch a movie, just kind of have this in mind and just kind of be reminded of this video. Like, there's a villain. There's a villain. This cartoon, there's a villain. There's a villain. It's always this battle between good and bad, between good and evil. Um, and that's always going to be embedded in our minds, embedded in humanity. The knowledge of evil will always be embedded in humanity as long as we're on this earth.